Hi, A.S.K. So if you break your arm, would you go to the church to get it fixed? Or if you get a cold or a flu, would you go to church to be healed of this sickness? How about mental disorders? But isn't that of spiritual nature in somewhat? So on tonight's show, we're going to talk about the differences between mental and physical sicknesses. And we're going to differentiate and understand the differences and how we can understand the difference between a spiritual ailment and a physical sickness. So in terms of mental disorders, we're going to look at how we can know when to discern whether what is of spiritual nature and where we still disorder where we need to seek modern medicine. So I'm going to introduce you to 0416 551 292. Send us your questions or give us a call and speak to the guest on tonight's show. So we have with us a Christian counsellor, Megan Morris. Welcome to tonight's show.
Yes, hi.
It's a pleasure having you.
It's my pleasure.
And we can't wait to hear your insight on this topic.
I hope I can cover everything. It's a big topic. It's a big topic.
Yeah, it's a big topic and it's a very serious topic that's happening around us, amongst our youth.
Yes.
So it needs to be addressed.
That's right.
So let's get something clear first. Mental illness, is it just like any other physical sickness, or should it be treated as something more of a spiritual nature?
Yeah, good. If you don't mind, give me a couple of minutes just to explain some history about the spiritualities and psychologists, because it's, in last century was a lot of fight between spirituality and psychologists, and the church didn't approve psychology, especially in the 19th century or that. In 18th century, I go back to the 18th centuries, everything was fixed through the church. When you get sick or have a problem, you could talk to the priest, more prayer, and the community was small, villages control. The problem of the people was easy, can be fixed, or I'm not sure it's fixed 100%, or the church, the Catholic Church and all the churches give some help. When Freud started, or before Freud actually, in 1885, some neurologists started, we said, I can do like hypnosis. That's a hypnosis, and then people can sleep for a while, and while they're sleeping, they can talk about their problem, and there is some big mental problem that get fixed while they're sleeping, and talk about the subconscious and all this stuff. And Freud started and went to in Vienna, and he started all his new psychology. Freud was the father of psychologists. He said that if some trauma happens in your life and you cannot face it in your conscious, you push it back in the subconscious. And the subconscious will carrying all the dirty action in your life, and this make you sometimes sad or happy, so Freud started to deal with the subconscious, and then he, as a psychologist, started with the modern societies and the big cities, as before, all these dynamics nowadays, and the modern computers, and the problem of the people becoming bigger and bigger. And at the same time, the science start to examine the brain and what's the chemical in the brain and the electricity in the brain. And we'll see when people happy, what's happening in the brain, when sad, what's happening in the brain. And the medicine start to come and to help to fix all these mental things. But I think I can say from 20 years ago, I think in our church, as a Coptic church, we try to accept psychology, or try to take something good from the psychology, mix it with spirituality, and do something like Christian counseling. It is spirituality with a little bit of the new science of psychology, and we do something of Christian counseling. And as I hear in Egypt now, there is many institute of teaching counseling, Christian counseling. And I was, last week, by the way, I was in Maadi, in this suburb in Cairo, teaching for the first year, study for 4 years, by the way, counseling. And I was teaching for the first year with the lecture was for maybe 200, 300 students attending and teaching and learning about psychology now. So now we can mix spirituality with psychology, and we can have something really good and very useful.
Okay, that's good to hear.
For the church.
Yeah, very interesting. So in regards to the question, so mental illness, can we see it as a physical sickness, or is it something of spiritual nature?
I'll try to avoid the question, but
yeah.
Okay. It can be and can be not. Okay. Definitely, the sin and away from God do something wrong inside me, or make me more sad, more depressed, more guilt, all this stuff. When I come closer to God, I feel more better. That's right. That's okay. It can be. Sure. And in the same time, with the new science, with the neuroscience, we discover that some chemicals on the brain is not one of the chemicals.
Yeah.
Serotonin is not enough in my brain. My brain is not functioning that serotonin enough. So when I want to commit suicide, I don't kill myself because this is not. So this is why, in this case, it's completely away from spirituality. Some therapy or some medication.
Okay.
Mental health can be both. Or
yeah. So in saying that there are some mental illnesses that can be caused because of the result of spiritual deficiencies.
Yes.
Being away from God.
Exactly right.
Maybe anxiety.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Okay.
Anxiety, a little bit of sadness, lack of addiction. Sometimes get addicted, all this stuff.
Okay, sure. So why do people, especially of older generation, they encourage healing from the church in regards to mental illness? I know this, like for example, but like in cases where I know where their children could possibly have a mental illness, and they'll encourage them go to church or pray or wear deacon every Sunday.
Yeah.
But in cases where the child has a broken arm, they'll take him to a medical practitioner. So why can't they differentiate this issue?
Yes, this is really important issue, because I think maybe in our culture, I'm talking about the culture, the Coptic culture, the Egyptian culture.
Of course, yeah.
Mental health is a shame. No, nothing wrong with you. Are you crazy? Not accepting, for example, a depression, not accepting something like that. Are you crazy? Go to the priest. Okay. Some mental health is not nowadays is like any disease, like blood pressure. I have blood pressure. I'm using medicine for 20 years now for blood pressure because I have blood pressure. I have diabetes. I need to fix my diabetes. The same, mental health. My brain is not function well. Whatever you push me through the priest or through the church or the sacrament, still my brain cannot function. I need something else to fix my brain. So sometimes we confuse between that. And the problem of that, if you have a depression because of your brain is not functioning very well, and then you go to the priest, and the priest give you more prayer, more matanias, more fasting, keep attending the Mass, Holy Communion. And I keep doing that for years and years and years. And I still have depression, not moving up from, maybe I improve a little bit, I'm back again. And I noticed one of those people said, at the end, after 20 years of suffering, he said that there is no God.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm praying and no one listening. He told me that you need to go to the church. I went to the church. I do Matanians. I do fasting. I cannot move. I'm really sad. So definitely you are imagining there is God, but there is no God. So it is serious when you push someone mentally not well to the church and not fix him very well. Maybe you will have a very bad result at the end.
So do you think in cases like this where the church realizes and notices that there is some mental instability, that it's kind of their responsibility to encourage the person to seek medical help and outside of the church, but at the same time from afar maybe watch over, visit him, do regular checkups on him, but encourage the medical side to this treatment?
Yes, I think nowadays with the priest and modern priest and they study and they know that sometimes in the confession the priest can notice that no, this is something I need a professional to fix it, or I need some medication, or need some therapy, or need, and I have some priests refer some patient to me, says, we try to do help that, and he cannot do some therapy. To think is very important in the confession. Abuna to refer people instead of, sometimes the prayer is not enough to fix the problem, because the problem need more than prayer. Prayer plus something else. So together it will be much better. Neglect completely that therapy.
Okay. Is there such thing as biblical counseling? And
Yes.
is sufficient on its own?
Yeah, that's we call Christian counseling on Jesus Christ, and that's right. It is depending on the power of God, that in the counseling we use prayer, we use verses from the Bible, the power of God in the Word, and all this stuff. We remember that. But in the same time, we study the soul and how we can deal with the trauma from the childhood, with all these things carrying with the soul, how we can fix that. Yes, there is Christian counseling depending on the Bible. Yes, it's working. It's working. Yes, that's true.
Okay. What is orthodox psychotherapy, and how can it be used?
Who told you that? Yeah, it's orthodox psychotherapy. This is started with some metropolitan Greek ones. I think his name is Hierosophisis, something like that. I cannot pronounce it very well. He started on the 95, something called, he called it orthodox psychotherapy. What his idea is the soul is from God, and the only God he can fix it. So through the prayer and through the communion in the Holy Communion, or when you come closer to God, the soul will clean from the sin and all this, and it make her much better. And this he depends on the confession in the Orthodox Church, one-to-one, helping the person to be better. Yes, and he tried to speak about this as a church, as an Orthodox church. But I think for the Metropolitan, I tell him there is some disorder, definitely need medication, bipolar,
Yes.
like schizophrenic, like a lot of mental disorder. Yes, that's good to come closer to God, but this is not the reason of the sin. This is something in my brain, something inside me. I need to fix it. Is psychotherapy just connected to God and to be all right, but not dealing with the heavy mental disorder.
Yeah. Okay. So this could work with
Like depressions,
yeah. Anything
stress,
of spiritual nature.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
It keep going.
Diseases like bipolar and schizophrenia and maybe Tourette's, you need medication, and this has to be prescribed by a practitioner.
Obsessive compulsive disorder, whatever, I come close to God, I have something obsessive inside me.
Yeah.
I need something to fix that. Or
And
this.
sometimes a person wouldn't know what sickness they have until they see
Yes,
a medical practitioner.
exactly.
The church won't be able to diagnose them.
Exactly. Diagnosis is sometimes a problem. There is a lot of very close between, for example, something called borderline personality disorder and bipolar. It's for the professional. Sometimes we get confused between. So it's for a church to diagnose is really hard. It's really hard. Better if Abuna cannot feel the same symptoms continuously, refer it to someone. He can diagnose it or can put some. So it's not prayer.
Yeah.
It's not helping so much.
Okay. I got a question that just came in from an audience member. They're asking, when I upset someone, I always have these thoughts in my head and get really stressed.
Yes.
Very upset and always try and make things better, but it becomes worse. What can I do?
So look, can I repeat the question again?
Yeah, so they're saying...
You try to fix things?
Yeah, when they upset someone else,
Yes.
they get upset.
Okay.
And they get stressed, and it becomes worse when they try to make things better.
Okay.
They're asking what can they do. So it's a form of stress or anxiety. Or...
Okay. Actually, there is more in this question.
Yeah.
There is more and more and more. Okay, I give you some scenarios there. Sometimes when I hear someone and I consider myself I'm bad because I'm not good enough, I'm supposed to deal better than that. Maybe in my childhood, he told me that you are naughty boy, you are not good enough. So keeping myself, I'm not good enough, and I keep it and I carry it. When I did something, upset someone, the thought come back to me, I'm not good enough, I'm bad, I'm not worthy, or whatever, and make me sad and depressed. And I try to fix it because of my low self-esteem. I didn't fix it right. I fix it. I'm trying to cover it up, so not fix it right again. So it's coming worse and worse. But if I have a good self-esteem because of my childhood, back again to my childhood, they give me, I'm good, I can do it better, or whatever. If I did a mistake, I can say, I'm sorry, feeling not bad. I'm not feeling that bad. If I hear someone, it's easy, can I tell you, because you get upset because I'm still okay. But when I'm carrying a lot of guilt on my shoulder from my childhood, when I feel upset, I feel bad, I cannot fix it because I'm already my low self-esteem down. So it is more than simple question. I think if you can see someone can help in this to check what's in the past and how we can give some exercise, how to move or how to be assertive. There is some exercises to do that.
Sure. So we're going to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussion.
Thank you.
So just a reminder to our audience, the phone number is 0416 551 292. This is your opportunity to send questions tonight and get your questions answered on tonight's show. So please, if you know anyone who needs some advice, please forward the phone number to them and give them the opportunity to ask questions on tonight's show. Thank you.
CYC, Christian Youth Channel.
But don't you want your lovely wife to be on top and successful?
They have to come to terms with each other and how to handle the money issue.
Say the truth. You don't like my family.
I don't even know why I stay with you. You're so obnoxious.
I'm leaving. Bye.
Jealous.
Try to analyze the perspectives of each of these couples.
Thank you for joining us and welcome to a brand new season of 4 Couples Only.
CYC, Christian Youth Channel.
Hi, and welcome back to Ask on CYC. In tonight's show, we're covering the topic on mental illness and the church. So getting back into our questions on the topic.
Yeah.
So brokenness or loss of hope.
Yeah.
This can lead to mental illnesses,
Yes.
especially when it comes from failure or maybe broken relationships or even sin.
Yes.
Can this be something the church can help in?
Yes, 100% the church can deal with that. The beauty of spirituality is make value of your life, make your life rich, make you connected to heaven, not here. So what happened in here, if I fail here in a relationship or at work or whatever, study, whatever, I still have my home at home. The church or the prayer or Christ make you look up above this. So nothing here can cause pain to me in this earth because my heaven is here. Here is a prayer can very helpful. Here is Christ himself can take you out from this. Here is the suffering, give you meaning for the suffering here. If I'm suffering from Christ or from whatever, this is the church. This is really the part of the church. Here is the spirituality is very important and take you up to another level of meaning of life, why you are here, and why I'm doing here, instead of I get mixed with all the pain in this earth and all this. Definitely, this is the part spirituality definitely can help.
Okay. I want to now talk about depression. This is a big thing. Of the world's population is suffering from suppressive disorders.
Yes.
And each year it's increasing. In
Yes.
your professional opinion, why is this the case?
Okay. There is two parts causing depressions. Okay. Sometimes my expectation, I'm not fulfilling my expectations, so I feel sad and depressed. I want to, some people, I saw some people, I want to have a good car. I didn't have my car. I cannot change my car. I'm depressed. I want to achieve something. I'm depressed. This is easy to fix. But there's another type of depression. It's coming from the family. I heard it from my parents, from my grandparents. This is by the neuroscience. We discover sometimes the brain cannot produce enough serotonin, so make you that type of depression, and sometimes since childhood, sometimes I cannot, and this type of depression definitely need more chemicals to fix these chemicals in the brain. There's a lot of medication about depression, and nowadays a very good depression. Nowadays, the depression much easier to fix than before. Much easier to fix. It's not a big deal with a new medication, with a new therapy. You can, in this case, if you have it from the family, medication plus therapy working together, you will be good. If you have it because of your broken heart or whatever, yes, maybe prayer and come to Christ, or this will help you to be up. So in all cases, it can be fixed. Now depression, as a depression, okay, or big percentage of the depression can be fixed with both spirituality or therapy with medication. It can be fixed.
Okay. So let's look at the first one where it's not inherited, the one that we develop. So if we look at society in the world around us now, it's changing. It's becoming more secular, where they're segregating church and society.
Yes.
So do you think this could be the result where people start to lose hope, and this can cause these forms of depression?
Yes. This is the idea of Orthodox psychotherapy will work. Because if you are connected with God, or you are with Him living the kingdom in earth, so anything here is not affecting you because you are above there. Because you are in Christ and Christ in you. Yes, that's right. When I lose Christ and I get tangled here with this fight and aggressive in this earth, or the ambition to have more money, more material stuff, yes, you got depressed. But when you're connected with Christ, you feel that you are using the earth, you are using here the world, but you are above. And all my hope in Christ, and Christ is the Almighty. With Him, I can do anything. With Him, in Christ. But when you have this right connection with Christ, not imagining that I'm praying with right link with Him, click with Him, you find yourself, definitely there's no depression with Christ in this way. If my brains function, good serotonin, and I'm all right, definitely, you need more prayer or need to be connected with Christ.
Okay. We actually just got a question that came in from the audience relating to depression, and they're asking, what is your opinion of depression? Is it a sin to be depressed?
No. Oh, please. I won't mention names, but myself, I bring medication for depression for some monks and some priests or some pastors. I don't want to mention names. It's not a sin. It is like diabetes. It is sin to have diabetes? No. Blood pressure. It's sin to have blood pressure? No. It is coming from in my body, in my family. No, please. It's not a sin. Sometimes it's completely, you have no option. But now think of how to fix it. It can be fixed. That's what I'm saying. Can be fixed. Not the end of the road. No. Can be fixed with a lot of things. So it's not a sin. Please.
Yeah. So I've got another question that came in from an audience member. They're asking, is it right for a Christian to practice mindfulness?
Wow. Do you know what's the meaning of mindfulness?
I actually don't know.
This is a good question. This is a good question. Mindfulness is actually I believe it is a Christian thing. Mindfulness it's a big word, but it's simple word. Mindfulness, to be present in the moment, to enjoy the moment, because usually your brain most of the time go to the past or go to the future. How I can fix my brain to be in the present, to be here now with you, enjoying the world, not thinking what's the next question or what happened in the past. No, I'm here with you fully. This is called mindfulness. Mindfulness is depending on the breathing sometimes. Breathe in, relax, breathe out. Just to control my brain, because my brain is moving out of my control sometime in the past and the future, but I need to control it. So by breathing, by controlling him, thinking of the breathing, that I'm make him present. Definitely mindfulness is a Christian thing. Usually for my people who come to see me, I told them that do mindfulness before prayer. This mindfulness exercise will prepare you to pray, because you'll be present when you pray. You would feel the Lord with you, because you have your brain fixed in the present moment. So mindfulness is really good. I hope who ask a question, exercise it daily before prayer.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Okay.
One time we can talk about mindfulness, because it's a really good one.
Okay. Just a reminder to our viewers, please, if you have any questions that you want to ask Mr. Megan Morris, our Christian counselor on tonight's show, the phone number is 0416 551 292. Please don't be shy. You remain anonymous. No one will know who you are, so please send your questions. Don't be shy. This is your opportunity to ask and remain anonymous. Thank you. So moving on. So Jesus asks us, his believers, to always reach out to the marginalized, and even if it makes us uncomfortable and jeopardize our social life. So what can we do to support those who are suffering mental disorders and encourage ourselves to be out there for these people, even though they are different in some way from us, you know?
Yeah. Very good question. Thank you. Number one, please, don't be ashamed that you have a mental disorder. Please, it's okay. It's okay. And these people need me. I need a lot of support. Do you know, for example, bipolar, or something called borderline personality disorder. You know, it is very important. We'll talk about the family. It will be good support to bipolar or borderline. And I notice a lot of simple borderline personality disorder, by very warm atmosphere in the family, accepting him or her, it's improved a lot. Or if you accept the people with mental health, it's just accepting them and allow to be with them. Maybe they are different, but allow to accept them. You're helping in healing them. It's really important for them to find someone still loving and caring. So please go out of your from comfort zone and go and say hello and stay with them. Take them out, ask them for coffee. Come and have a coffee. Maybe you talk a little bit different, but come and have a coffee. I know that you are different, and but they need help. Please move and stretch your hand and accept them.
And this could be all that they want.
Exactly right.
This could be the cure.
Exactly right. Trust me. Exactly right.
Yeah.
I have there's a lot, not one, it's a lot of borderline personality disorder. This is big percentage with ladies, and when the husband comes as a couple and the lady is suffering, I said to the husband, "Are you ready to help your wife?" Usually, when I find him, yeah, I can do anything for her. Please give her love and love and love. When she's angry, just give love. When she's sad, just trust me, this is improving huge. With no medication, just the love.
Yeah. Okay. We actually got another question on depression.
Okay.
Maybe I'd love to invite you back on the show to
Sure.
do a segment just on depression. Yeah.
I love major depression.
Yeah. Okay, so the audience member is asking, is it possible to have a great spiritual life while also having a mental illness like depression?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Okay. This is a good question. Okay. The place we meet God is my soul inside me. Sometimes when my soul is sad and nothing there, it's very hard to hear the voice of the Lord, or very hard to get contact with Him sometimes. So what we're doing with these sad people, I try to help you to get up a little bit. But when a little bit of up from his bed, just a little bit, because some people with depression, I cannot move from bed. No way. I met some people, they said that I drink a lot of water at night because when the morning come, I must go to the toilet, because to move from bed, it's really hard. So he drink a lot of water so he can, in the morning, can go up from bed, and when go up from bed. So if you move a little bit out of your depression, and you stretch out your hand and you focus, you can meet God, you can see God, and He can help you to move up. But we need to work together between your depression and your spirituality. You need someone to help you to move up. Yes, you can see God, you can touch Him, God. When you are more clearer, you will see Him more clearer, but God's there and very close to you. I hope I answered the question. I know everyone different, but I'm just answering it just in general.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
that's all right. I'd love to bring you back here, and we'll do just an episode on depression. Just focus on just that.
Yeah, the symptoms and how we can fix it, and what we can do to get rid of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when we treat mental illness as a spiritual problem, I feel this is just my opinion. I feel we're stripping the grace of God from someone. So, and calling them sinners in some way.
Yeah.
So how can we address this issue in our social and church environment when someone has a mental issue I feel like if we result it being something of spiritual nature, I think we
No, it's not fair.
yeah.
Trust me, it's not fair. There's a lot of education nowadays about mental health, and try to tell people mental health is some disorder in your brain, like my hand is not working enough, my heart, I have a heart, my liver, the brain is not functioning, is not producing enough chemicals to make you happy, or to make me, or to think as you think. I'm a little bit different. Or sometimes there is big trauma happening in my childhood. It's affecting me now. So please, let's accept each other. It's not a sin. Not everything belongs to the sin. Sometimes, for example, I was meeting with a young girl sexually abused from her father. And because of that, she's most of the time depressed, most of the time crying, most of the time blaming herself, what's happened in the past. Can I say this is the sin of the girl? She's now 30 years old now. Or I feel sorry for her. Or I feel sorry for what happened to her. So please don't consider anyone with a mental health problem is because of sin. No, not fair, not fair. Enough what they have in themselves. Don't put more burden on them. Please be patient, be compassionate. This need your love, need your care. They're suffering so much.
Okay, so we have time for one more question.
Okay.
As much as I'd love to continue.
Sorry.
So what proactive measures can the church take in order to help their their parishioners who have some cases of mental disorders?
Please refer. There is counseling, there is psychologists, there is psychiatrists. There is Christian counseling, there is Christian psychologists, there is Christian psychiatrists. So please refer. We need to work hand in hand, spirituality with the therapies and medicine. We need to work hand in hand to help people. People, they need help. So please allow God work and the medicine also work, or the therapy work. Let's work together.
Yeah. Okay. I'd just like to finish off tonight's episode with a nice quote from an early church father. So he says, when the body, as consisting of many parts, becomes ill, it has the need for various medicines.
Yes.
The soul, on the other hand, being incorporeal, is simple and not complex, and when it becomes ill, only one medicine can help it. That is the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for coming on the show and sharing your insight on this topic. This is a very important and sensitive topic and needs to be addressed, and I'm very grateful for having you on the show.
Thank you so much for your time and allow me to talk.
Thank you. And thank you to our audience who's tuned into tonight's show. And thank you for all the questions that come in. Hope tonight's show gave you an insight and helped answer your questions. I'm Mina Ibrahim from your CYC studios in Sydney. Good night and God bless.